Hello, good morning, Highlanders. My name is Francisca Reyes. I'm the campus director of Blackstone Launchpad. And today I have the pleasure of having a very special guest. Gaby is with Electronics, A&G Electronics Recycling Angel. And she's going to tell us a little bit about her experience being an entrepreneur and a female business owner. So with no further ado, let me pass it to Gaby. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Gaby. I'm 39 years old. I'm a wife and a mom of two little girls. One is 5, one is 8, and I'm a small business owner. So wearing all these hats can be hectic sometimes, but I enjoy what we do, especially because we do something for our planet, for our environment, and our health. So I love recycling. I recycle everything. Here we focus on recycling electronics, right? But I'm very conscious about the use of plastic and about reusing everything, the clothing, the electronics, anything that can be reused makes an impact to nature. So I'm very passionate about that. We have been running this business for 11 years, almost 12 years now, incorporated as a small corporation. And it's been started from our garage and slowly transitioned from a small unit, then end the lease, went to another unit and a larger unit. And now we're actually in the process of buying a new building. We're in escrow right now and keeping this facility. So we're going to duplicate ourselves. So I'm very excited about what's coming. And that's what we do. That's exactly what where we are right now.
That's super exciting, Gaby. So tell us a little bit about what inspired you to become an entrepreneur, and particularly on the area of recycling, that it's sometimes a male-dominated field.
That is very true. First, what inspires me to be an entrepreneur is the freedom, the green light to expand my own ideas, to get out of that comfort zone and not have a limit on what I can do and I can accomplish, not having a boss that tell me, okay, this is where the job description ends. You can always develop a little more. And that is important to me. I like learning and I like trying new things, and I like the adventure part of having to manage and grow the business. Yes, the recycling indeed is male dominated. Sometimes I have buyers that come and they won't even look eye to eye. They think that a woman doesn't know how to run warehouse logistics, coordinate transportation. They don't know the price of commodities. They don't know precious metals. They think that's a conversation to have with the men. And that is far from the truth, because I sign the checks and I know the prices and I know what I'm doing. But sadly, I have had those sour moments where there is a little bit of, if my husband is with me, there will be direct conversation and addressing all the questions to him, where society could be. So don't get discouraged. Just let it go and showing other ways that your ground, like what you're talking about.
Thank you, Gaby. I'm pretty sure that your husband is very supportive on that and running the business. But besides your husband having that support system, who else has helped you in terms of mentoring you or giving you some guidance in this starting a business and running a business?
Well, honestly, we haven't had specific mentorship. We love to learn. We love the free webinars. We love the free city seminars. We love to read a lot. Sometimes we read together. And I think mentorship is important. I think education is very important. The fact that you own your own business doesn't mean you don't need to go to school and you don't need to get a career or a degree. I think it complements each other. In fact, I'm 39. I'm still working on my education, and I want to continue all the time. And I want to set that example for my daughters. It helps. It helps a lot to develop brain areas, to critical thinking, to think a little further and expand your knowledge. So that mentorship is crucial, and it honestly will help you make the right decisions the smart decisions sometimes when it comes to business relationships. So that is important, and the two of us have been working on this, but we have a team, and I think every person that works with us, not for us, makes a difference. It's a tremendous help. Every member of this team is very important to the outcome of the profits, to the outcome of our month, to the sales, to the networking. Everyone has a very special role in the organization.
Yes, now that you mentioned your team, like when you started your business, how many people were in it? It was your husband and you or somebody else?
Yes, just us two, we will play this little game, okay, in warehouse number 3, like we were pretend to be big, right? Now we're not extremely big, right? But we're still small business. We're 12. Our team is 12 people, and we're very happy with that. Planning on expanding when we get the new building, but it started with nobody, and then gradually we incorporated more and more labor force, and it's working out super.
So now you're employing 12 people besides you. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, great. Now, because of that, and then now that your business is expanding, like, what do you think it's a critical resource or critical funding or something that has helped you to go and scale up? Or you still need resources?
We are very cautious when it comes to acquiring that. We everyone is different. Every business is different in their levels of risk taking, right? I'm more conservative. I feel that I work with my own results. I produce, and then I utilize those funds to expand. I hate being acquiring debts and loans, but of course it happens. Some things to get new equipment, or if you want to purchase a new building, that's debt that you have to, unfortunately, unless you have the funds you have to use. But I believe in the results of our own work. So you work, you produce, and you use that to keep going and be conservative, be consistent, and don't land a good deal and say, okay, I'm going to cut myself a big check just because I didn't. No, invest it in your own company. So invest in yourself.
So based on that, like in a timeline, so let's say since you started, how long it took you to start seeing results and saying like, okay, now I'm gonna give myself a pay raise or take vacations, something like that?
You know what? We have been blessed. I remember our first little trip to Hawaii. It was very rewarding, and it came out of one deal, and that's exactly the passion about having your own business. You never know what's going to come through the door. You never know the opportunity that will be presented to you the next day. It's not it's not the same routine. You never know who is going to call that is going to make your business success. And that's why networking and communicating and letting people know that you exist is important, because you never know who's going to meet you, and you're going to help them, and they're going to help you. And then it's going to be that time where you can, enjoy what you have worked for and get the little monetary rewards, right? So to take a little vacation. But having a small business, if you're conscious about budgeting and managing your accounts well, I almost guarantee that you're going to be financially stable. I mean, you just got to be conscious about doing it within limits. Yeah.
So consistency, and then it gives you rewards. I hear you, and the value of networking. I love it. That is the reason why we're doing this, because it's an opportunity for all of us to know about you and your business. And you never know, maybe this platform will help you to get other contracts. But I'm so excited that the students can learn a little bit more about you. So tell us a little bit about your business. What is your business about?
Okay. We're state certified collectors for electronic waste. That means we follow the rules and regulations from this Cal Recycle, the state of California, and to process and gather this electronic waste. Let's say you have an old TV that no longer works, you don't put it in the trash. That's the worst thing you can do. It goes in the landfill, and all those metals and all the toxics gets back to the environment. You breathe it, and there is kids that are born with disabilities just because of that. So that's where it starts. Don't put it in the trash can. Call someone who can handle that electronic waste properly, meaning that can be taken to a recycling facility, can be disassembled, can be reused. We strongly believe in supporting a circular economy where we don't go out mining for precious metals. We use what we have. There's plenty of waste that can be reused, and metals that can be extracted out of all devices, and we can utilize those instead of exploiting our natural resources, which is what I like about this. I'm all into reusing as much as we can. So yeah, we recycle electronic waste. We process every single item. We test material, whatever can be reused. We try to put it out for sale in the market again. Otherwise, commodities go to certified recycling facilities that dismantle and process every commodity as they should, following state regulations.
Well, that's very exciting. And you touch a very important point nowadays because we have limited resources like limited metals and materials. And then it's super important to try to either recycle, reuse, or refurbish, right? And try to be conscious and good stewards of the resources that we have in our planet. Now, when you're talking about this, it's like you're the collecting all these all these waste, and then you pass it to somebody else in the supply chain that they dismantle these electronics. Are they the ones doing the recycling? So let's say that they use that recycling chips or sensors or plastics or whatever, and they put it somewhere else. Is that correct?
Yes, well, they break it down. Like, for example, on an old TV, it has to be dismantled, has to be disassembled, right? The lamp, the tube, that is the toxic part, needs to be washed and sent to certified glass washing facilities. And everything has to be documented to guarantee that this material, this glass, is not going to be in the landfill. That's one example. Other materials are processed into shredders and big machineries that filter different components of each device, separates them, and resell them as a commodity, perhaps plastic or gold or boards, and everything gets sold in bulk, and then continue for the remanufacturing of new products. So that's the chain, the cycle of the recycling aspect of this.
Well, super exciting and super important to know that you're such a company like you exist, because nowadays, like, these new generations are super conscious about it. In my generation, it's like, I'm super old. We didn't care about those things. We will just, like you say, just toss everything in the trash, right? Like, yeah, we don't care, like, whatever. But nowadays, all of us are becoming more conscious about it. And I think it's super important that everybody's aware that such companies like yours exist. Now, with that said, it's like, what do you think it's like the future for you? What is the next stage for you and your business?
Well, I want to make it more convenient for people. Sometimes we get calls from distant areas that we can't reach just because they have one small item, and we can dispatch a truck for one item, right? It's the labor cost and all the overhead involved in picking up one, right? So I want to spread out a little more with more drop-off sites, so people can reach us faster and easier than having to drive a long way to just properly do the right thing. So I want to make it easy because they're already trying to do the right thing, right? They're already trying to recycle it and not put it in the trash. So I want to be encouraging the customers. Okay, I'll make it easy for you. We'll unload it from your car, which we already do. We unload the items. We go there to pick up, but we need to spread out farther because California is big, so we kind of got to cover every area.
So what is your service area right now here in the Inland Empire, Riverside? Tell us a little bit about that.
Inland Empire, we serve the Hemet Unified School District. We collect all their electronics, and we also land a contract with the Riverside Sheriff County Department. We pick up their e-waste. We try to cover this local area, but we're not limited. If there is large loads or if there is an opportunity to combine customers in one area that is not so close, we'll still do that. We also do fundraising events, and these are one-time collection events. Actually, we have one coming up for the Riverside County Animal Shelter on Earth Day. That's April 22nd. And it's going to be on Saturday, and every item that gets donated to the facility will benefit the shelter and those animals in need. We like to help with animals and work for animal organizations, animal well-being organizations. So when we organize these collection events, back to the point, when we organize these collection events, they can be set up in any city. No, it doesn't have to be so close because it's a one-time event. So we gather all the community to come on that particular day to drop off their electronics at that particular location. So that's a way to expand without having to get a new facility everywhere, right? But we can set up those events, and they work out pretty well.
And in those dropout centers, where are they located at, Gaby?
Well, we have one drop-off center right now, but when we set up these events, we announce these dates and locations on our website. Right now, we have a few listed. We're going to have one for City of Upland. The councilman is organizing this. We're going to have the one for the Riverside County Animal Shelter. We're going to have one in Upland for Friends of Upland Animal Services. And we're excited for those coming up. And if anyone needs to schedule a fundraising for a larger organization, please feel free to reach out by email, and we'll be happy to help.
Well, thank you, Gaby, for that information. We'll share those details with the students in our social media platforms and also in our YouTube channel where we're gonna post this recording. Thank you very much for your time. So I don't know if you want to add something else before we finish our conversation.
Oh, I want to thank you for your time as well, and for doing this, and because I hope this can empower or encourage people to start something. You don't have to have an inheritance to start your own business. You can start small and slowly grow your own ideas, and I'm sure you'll see you will have success. And so, and most importantly, I want to remind you that please don't dump your electronics. Find a recycling center near you. It's really great for the environment.
Thank you, Gaby, for having us, and thank you for all your points and for your experience, and thank you for helping the environment. A very, very important thing to do.
Thank you.